Welcome to Pinnacle Performance Company's Fishbowl Friday with Pinnacle co-founder and COO G. Riley Mills and master instructor and editorial director Brad Lawrence.
Oh my gosh, the time is nigh.
It's Friday.
It's here at long last. I'm Brad. This is Gary. It's Fishbowl Friday, of course. What else would it be? How does this work?
We got the Fishbowl Friday fishbowl right here. It's got questions in it. We're just going to draw one. Today, just one. We're going to answer it, send you out into the world, into the weekend. Is that right?
That's what I think, yeah.
Right,
That's what I've heard.
Want me to go?
Yeah, sure.
My turn?
Yeah.
All right. Here we go.
You always choose better questions, I got to say.
I don't know about that. All right, this one says, I went to a networking event recently and I ended up in small groups. How do I get past chit-chat and small talk in these situations? All right, so that's interesting.
Oh, gosh, we've all been there.
Let me kick this one off, and then I
You
want to
got
say,
it? Okay.
let me kick this one off. So first off, small talk and chit chat only can last a little while. Otherwise, it's not so much fun. Networking events generally fill people with anxiety. People I don't know. People, what do I say? What do I ask them? So my first thing is, and we write about this in Synergy and Sparks in the new book. We say, the mistake people make when they go to a networking event is they look for things to take or gain from other people instead of offering up things to other people. And so that's my first point is an easy way to connect with someone is find out what's important to them and see how you can add value. So if you find out they run a shelter for animals part-time, and you love animals, you could offer up, hey, I'd love to come and check your place out. I'd like to volunteer if there's an opportunity for me. So that's the first thing is give more than you get, because if you're just there to take and find opportunities to further yourself, that's not great. And then the hard part is if you ask questions of another person, you actually should probably want to hear the answer. And if you're just asking it to ask it and you don't care, we can read that. We can feel that, and it's not great. You're not going to build that connection or build that relationship. So those are my first 2 points. What did I miss?
Yeah, and I would say we talk in active listening a lot about the two different types of conversational initiatives, shift and support responses. Support responses are when you keep the spotlight on the other person on the topic that they're talking about. Shift is when you move it or take it upon yourself. I would encourage people to be conscious of what's the ratio of those two to each other.
Great point.
There's a possibility that you may be overly shifting because it's easier to talk about yourself.
Yeah.
But if you constantly do that, then you're building up walls and you're not actually creating connections.
Yeah, no, that's a great point. And also there's a study to that point in Synergy and Sparks that we write about that if you want to come across as likable to someone who you have just met, you want to impress them and have them walk away going, wow, she was great. She was so nice. She was such a great conversationalist. The secret, which they found in the study, was you ask one question of the person, then you ask 2 follow-ups on the same topic. And if you ask 2 follow-ups, they're going to see you as very engaged and interested. You don't want to ask 5 follow-ups because it's going to feel like an interview or an interrogation, but just 2 follow-up questions, and they're gonna walk away going, he was a great conversationalist. I really like that person.
Interesting.
Yeah.
The last thing I'll say too is I think it's important to remember that it takes 2 to tango.
Yeah.
If the other person
that feels terrible. We've all been there, right?
Absolutely.
Where somebody's like clearly not interested in connecting with you.
And you can't force that. No matter how great the questions you're asking, no matter how engaged and curious you are, you can't force them to connect with you.
That is true. Yeah. So there you go. Connect, give more than you get, ask those questions, at least 2 follow-ups. You're going to come across more likable. That is your Fishbowl Friday. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
If you'd like to submit a question for the Fishbowl, drop us an email at fishbowl@pinper.com. If you'd like to learn more about Pinnacle Performance Company, email us at info@pinper.com. Don't forget to subscribe, follow, and tell your friends. See you next week.